Every story has a beginning and an end. What lies between those 2 points is the journey. I don't know where my Valorant journey will end. I could make crappy content for a year that never takes off. I could fail to rank up even 1 division. But I know that I want to take that journey. I want to try and try just to know I did, and because of the fun along the way. A chance to go all in on something I love. A shot at pursuing a real dream. The way ahead is cloudy, but a sunrise peeks through. A ray of hope on the dawn of a new day. I don't yet know the end, so let's start at the beginning. Today's the first day. My game plan for improvement at Valorant is pretty simple. I'm just trying to get reacquainted with the game. So yeah, my goal for the day is going to be playing 5 comp games each day. I also want to spend an hour and a half doing death matches. Finally, just a half hour of aim training each day. I'm not trying to redefine or break the mold or anything this week. Trying to set up a good routine and get into the swing of things. Balancing Valorant playing and balancing actual content creation, editing, filming, all this shit that goes into this stuff. Yeah, excited. We'll see where it goes. I started the day off with my usual range routine warm-up. Essentially, I try to warm up all of the mechanics I use in Valorant. I start off by shooting 100 bots without using any movement and just moving my mouse horizontally. Followed by another 100 while using my movement. I also shoot 50 bots from on top of the boxes in the range to add some vertical mouse movement. Next, since I'm a Neon main, I practice getting kills with both her slide and her ult. I aim for 50 of each. The second part of my warm-up is always 1 deathmatch before comp. I like to warm up in a deathmatch with the Sheriff first, up until about halfway through the deathmatch, then I switch to Vandal. That way I'm kind of warming up my one-shot kills, as well as using the Vandal and spraying a little bit. We got him! You see people doing this in a DM, you respect it. I don't care how good you are. No! That's our warm-up. Not too bad. I played pretty well for just coming back. With the warm-up complete, it was finally time to queue up for my first games as Masagan. During my first game, I managed to just have fun playing Neon, and I returned to an old favorite map, Fracture. The enemy team ended up having an AFK, making this game a bit less enjoyable, but it was a nice, easy start to my ranked journey. I was definitely a bit rusty, but managed to hit 1 really nice shot during the game. Game 2 brought another W, and I started finding my groove. I felt I contributed to the win here a lot.
One enemy remaining. Nice.
Game 3 ended up being my only loss of the day, but it didn't feel like a bad game for me either.
Nice.
Something weird was definitely happening with my MMR, as I was seeing a lot of Ascendant gun buddies and some Doritos in my lobbies. I was plat 1 in the last episode, and it seemed true to my MMR at the time, so I'm not sure what was happening. By game 5, I definitely felt very tired, as it had already been a long day trying to start filming for my content and sweating hard in the games before. Here I had seen an Immortal gun buddy, and felt I was starting to let the fact I was playing with higher elo players affect my mental. Refocus here. I see an Immortal gun buddy, and I lose my shit. I ended up placing in Gold 3, which is very strange. As a Plat 1 player, I should have placed somewhere between Silver 2 and Gold 1 at the most. I believe what happened here is by taking a big break away from the game before starting again, the Riot matchmaking system assigned a higher variance to my MMR, meaning they had less confidence in where my skill was. I was put in lobbies with some higher ranked players, and because I won, my MMR was able to shoot up fast. This is the same reason it can be sometimes easier to rank up with a new account. I'm completely honest, deathmatches, not what I want to do right now, but I gotta get after it. Some of the video stuff took a little longer today, so I'm not yet efficient. Let's do our leg day, shall we? Our DMs. For my hour and a half of death matches on my first day, I didn't have any big focuses going in, just to get through it, as is the general idea of this week. I did focus on good gunfight hygiene and crosshair placement, which I succeeded with a bit, but also could see a lot of failures. It's a bit annoying to make these mistakes while I play, but I'm happy that I'm putting in the work I need to do to get better as a player now. What? That was my first day. Honestly, it went pretty well. I mean, I placed a lot higher than I would have thought in my comp placements, which is really cool. Seems like I'm like a diamond MMR right now somehow. I think I'm pretty exhausted today for other reasons than the actual gameplay. Kind of woke up early. I didn't get the best sleep because I was kind of pumped about everything that I was going to start today. But more importantly, I think I spent a lot of time just making sure I had all the clips in order. And it took me a lot of time to kind of go through a lot of the footage I took and the recordings I took. So that will be something I need to optimize, because the hardest part about doing this content creation year is not really the Valorant itself or the content creation itself, but trying to do both to a high degree. Ultimately, I only have so many hours in a day. I need to operate in a way where I can get a lot of stuff done while also like keeping my energy for playing Valorant. I'm gonna close out the night with some aim training before I go to bed. See you guys. Nighty night. The aim training routine I'm following this week is the Voltaic x Wahujin Aim Labs routine. I know there's some controversy around the Banana Man, but I was always a fan of his content, and his aim training routine is pretty solid, as it was developed in partnership with one of the best aim training communities out there, based off analysis of common Valorant player mistakes. If you're interested in it too, you can find a link to the Google Doc for the routine as well as a video explaining it in the description below. I've always found good success with this routine, and when I use it regularly, I find it does improve my aim while also not being too complicated or too difficult like some aim labs routines, and it's only 30 minutes. I came into day 2 pumped and ready to compete hard. My first game, I actually saw someone who was an immortal last act, which was quite the surprise. What the fuck? I won the first 2 games and was impressing myself that I could hold my own in this elo. But it also meant dying quicker to bad peaks or timings. The enemy shoots back at this rank. I hit a double rank up into Plat 2. We hit a double rank up? And went positive on the day at 3-2. I felt unstoppable. I played well most of the day, but I noticed by game 5 I felt pretty tired, dying 5 times without getting a single kill. Fuck. Day 3 felt like the beginning of my fall for the week. I felt I wasn't able to shoot as well this day, and honestly, it started getting to my head. I felt like every peek I made I was getting one-tapped. I managed to still pull a couple of wins out for the day, one even being in a game full of toxic teammates who just wanted to yell at each other.
Why are you mad? We're trying to win too.
Threw a late wall that did like.
Nice job, bro.
Straight your plant was dog shit.
Dude, if we all just stop blaming each other, we'll win the fucking game.
6 and 17, bro.
Fucking
Okay, I'm still positive.
One enemy remaining.
Down with you.
Attackers win.
You shit ass Reina, the fuck?
Hey, I'm Goldman. You're under me.
Again, game 5 ended up being my worst game, where I went negative and even felt the need to defend myself against a heated Gecko.
Bro, have you guys ever played Duelist before? Running.
Honestly, I ran too many games.
And
I won too many games, now I'm getting one tap. I can't aim in this elo. Day 4 felt like a genuinely bad day of ranked. Looking back, it feels like my mental was the biggest factor affecting my performance. Even before I started the day, I won a DM during my warm-up with ease. But I had some equipment issues when playing game 1, and then a couple of games with no comms, and by the 4th, I felt like I was just throwing. My clips speak for themselves.
I got last player. I go. Last player standing.
On my 5th day of grinding, I felt I kept the same bad mental I had from the day before. I was losing the precious MMR I had gained from my placements, and this got in my head. I was just getting carried in my previous games, I thought to myself. I even had a small moment of toxicity in a game. Stay together. We got bomb.
Last player standing.
Nice. My mechanics fell apart. I tried filling as Clove, but I only ended up throwing worse for my team.
Last player standing. Attackers win.
That's the first week. Still gotta run DMs, but that's the first week. Thoughts on how things went? So overall, I think this was a good first week. I think it's kind of cool, the highs and lows of it. We got placed in this high MMR. We got a chance to show what we were made of, and we did. And we got sent back down to like plat, low diamond MMR, which, is not bad. That said, I think we have a good starting point and we know what to focus on next week. So the first thing is I want to move from 5 games to 3 to 4. Right now, I don't have the mental required or maybe the energy required to play all 5 games optimally. Like every time I got to that 5th game, I was usually either tilted or running low on energy, just not in the right headspace to perform well. For now, we need to tone it back. We need to start VOD reviewing. It was cool to just not VOD review at all and just kind of be in the moment and play naturally over the past week. I know I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm probably making mistakes I haven't seen yet or I'm not aware of yet. So we need to start looking at those. We need to start studying Neon gameplay. We've got a plan for going in for the next week. One more thing I'm going to be doing. So my mental is not great when it comes to games and tilting. I'm going to look up and research a few like sports books or sports psychology books on how one could deal with the stresses of performance. And I'm going to pick one of those texts and I'm going to study it alongside everything else this week. I'm pulling out all the stops, man. We're studying this game mechanically. We're studying this game from like the gameplay level. Am I doing all the right abilities? And we're even pulling in shit outside of the game. We're doing it, man. I don't know which part of these things is actually gonna help, but I want to know that I've put everything into trying to become a better player. I'm not radiant in 1 week, but we will be. Stay tuned. So before I close, I wanted to end the video on an adventure I took this week. I am a novice snowboarder, let's say Silver 2 level, although I've been trying to get better. Musagan is not about just removing my limits in Valorant, but also all of life. Here's another way I tried living without limits this week. Just got going down the first time. It was rough in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a lack of confidence and just not familiar with the movement anymore. I'm gonna try to get some footage on this next run. We'll see how it is. So this lift I just got on has nobody on it, which I'm not gonna lie, is a little bit ominous. Now I wish I was safely behind my monitor playing some Deathmatches or playing Valorant. I want to push myself to do stuff like this. I enjoy it. I just also am a man of a lot of fear and anxiety. Whoa! Okay. Falling right at least. Icy is my watch out here. I don't even have a watch. Chowing on some lovely spam musubi. Had a hell of a day snowboarding. We're gonna go into the gondola for the final boss of the day, brave the black diamonds. And look at this steep drop. Say hi to YouTube. Subscribe and like. There we go.